We really have a fail-first system set up. People will fail.
So that was a local psychologist weighing in today on Sacramento County's very big decision. The Board of Supervisors approved a plan involving more than $400 million to add services to the Sacramento County Jail. The decision happened after 2 days of meetings, and last night's meeting even went until midnight. More than 90 people shared their thoughts, and most of the people that we've talked to today, they're upset about the vote. So why is this even happening? You might be asking. The county is addressing two major things. The first is overcrowding in the jail. The jail is currently operating at an 82% capacity. The plan approved today will release low-level risk offenders. Now, the second point is to improve conditions for the people in it. That includes constructing a medical clinic next to the jail, and that is meant to provide constitutionally required medical and mental health services. And it comes after a court-approved settlement following a lawsuit that alleges that the county failed to provide those exact services. But those upset with the new plan say that there's a better approach. They say that mental health treatment and resources are far more effective outside the walls of the jail. So for tonight's main point, I spoke with a few people right after the vote to hear their thoughts on the outcome.
When people are desperate to get their basic needs met, they end up doing things to survive that may be a crime.
No.
And so right now we really have a fail-first system set up. People will fail and then they get the attention where they might get linked to services. As a community mental health advocate and licensed psychologist, I would much rather see a hospital or a psychiatric health facility being invested in than a jail. In a jail, the treatment there is really rooted in compliance, and the sheriff's deputies are the ones who are in charge of the person's care. Care meaning supervision, really. In a facility, there's actual treatment. Treatment cannot happen. Maybe crisis stabilization, maybe in a jail, but as far as supporting long-term treatment, that doesn't happen in a jail.
We're not going to have the money for the things we really need as a community. We desperately need upstream services. We desperately need housing. We desperately need greater access to healthcare. We desperately need mental health and substance use services. We desperately need enriching childhood programming for everybody. And until we get to those places, we're going to keep feeling like we need to build jails. But those are the real things that keep us safe, and we need to fund those.
And Sacramento County is about to get a new sheriff. Sheriff-elect Jim Cooper spoke on this issue yesterday and says that he is in support of building a facility for a jail that's compliant, However, it must plan for potential growth along with improving mental health care conditions and then expanding suicide prevention. And he said this plan could take years to finish. Of course, you already know we will be following this very closely. And West Sacramento is making a historic milestone. As of last night's city council meeting, the entire council is now female. According to the League of California Cities, this is the only all-women council in the Sacramento region and just one of 6 statewide. Becca Habegger witnessed the powerful moment and has this report from the room where it happened.
For one last time, this iteration of the West Sacramento City Council posed for a photo as the city said farewell to outgoing council member Chris Ledesma. He served for 12 years on the council and 9 on the city's planning commission.
Chris Ledesma opted not to seek re-election, so once his photo is swapped out with the new council member, all 5 of these photos on the wall of the West Sacramento City Council chamber will be women.
I'm incredibly proud that our small city was the first in the region to do it.
In comments commemorating her dad's service on the council, Elena Ledesma quoted the late U.S. Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg
once famously said, "I'm sometimes asked when there will be enough women on the Supreme Court, and I say, when there are 9. People are shocked. But there'd be 9 men and no one would ever raise a question about that. When my dad started on city council, there were 5 men in those chairs. By the end of the night, for the first time in our city's history, those seats will be occupied by 5 women.
I I, Martha Guerrero.
Mayor Martha Guerrero ran unopposed, winning a second term.
I, Dante Early, do solemnly swear.
Councilmember Dr. Dante Early won her first full 4-year term on the council, but she became the city's first black council member last year, winning a special election after Guerrero's seat opened up following her successful bid for mayor.
I, Verna Sulpizio Hall.
And Verna Sulpizio Hall beat her opponent in the race to fill Ledesma's seat.
I'm so proud to be a part of our first all-female city council in West Sacramento. It is meaningful for our region, and the fact that it's in my hometown of West Sacramento, it's very, very special.
I'm feeling a lot of excitement and also honored to be a part of this moment for the city that I love so much.
Council members Norma Alcala and Karina Orozco are halfway through their 4-year terms and didn't face an election this year. Orozco's colleagues unanimously agreed Orozco should continue in her role as mayor pro tem, like a deputy mayor who can serve in the mayor's absence.
I'm just really proud to be a woman sitting amongst other women serving a beautiful city.
Orozco shared that she received a diagnosis this fall, stage 4 kidney cancer, and despite having major surgery just last week, she said she couldn't miss Wednesday night's historic swearing in and will keep working for West Sacramento.
My mind is made up. I don't care what prognosis I'm given, what statistics. I believe that I'm different, and I don't envision an opportunity for me to have to step down. I'm going to fight until the very, very end.
It really hurts me to see what she's going through so young. You know, we're all here to cheer her on, rally her on so that she continues her treatment and that she overcomes what is going on in her life.
It's this kind of strength that these women hope sends a message to other women and girls.
When I ran, some of the things that the moms would say when the girls would see my signs up around the city, the girls started saying, I want to run for president too.
And Becca's with us now. I love this story. This is just amazing. And I do want to note that they also told you about their priorities for the city, too.
Yeah, I made sure to ask them that, from various council members. I heard different things ranging from road repairs to waterfront development, the cost of housing, the cost of childcare, and of course, continuing the project with the I Street Bridge there over the Sacramento River. So lots of different topics to tackle.
But the focus of last night was really this historic milestone.
Oh, absolutely. And Alex, when a council member is sworn in, they get to pick who reads them the oath, right? And so council member Early, she had her son and her 9-year-old daughter read the oath. And take a look at this. She tweeted just last night, my daughter insisted that she get to sit on the dais today. She walked up and sat in my chair, no hesitation. I got the distinct impression that I was just keeping the seat warm for her, she tweeted. Another glass ceiling broken, hashtag herstory made today in city of West Sacramento, hashtag representation matters. So powerful.
And just when I thought this story couldn't get any cuter and any better, oh my gosh, I love that.
Yeah,
that is so amazing.
Absolutely. And of course, we want to end here by wishing Mayor Pro Tem Orozco all the best and strength and health as she battles cancer.
Yes, absolutely. We definitely are behind you and support you in that, and we hope that you get better. All right, Becca, thank you so much for bringing us this story. We appreciate it. Local organizations are struggling to get enough toys together to hand out for the holidays, and we're showing you how you can help after the break. Okay, a Stockton organization needs your help. They are struggling to get more toy donations this holiday season, and their toy giveaway is just right around the corner. So take a look at this. Mim's Corner has been serving the Stockton community for 12 years, and this year, they are once again handing out toys to families in need for the holidays, and their big event is next Saturday. But they are saying that they're scrambling to get everything together because of a lack of toy donations.
In need for toys right now. Like, it is a mandatory community call out. Please donate toys ages 3 to 12. We need baby dolls. We need balls. There was no footballs. There was no basketballs. I mean, just the daily toys that the kids are used to playing with.
And Mim's Corner is not alone. San Joaquin Toys for Tots says that they've also seen a drop in toy donations this year. So really, let's just make sure that we get some kids some toys. I don't want to see anyone crying about Santa. All right, again, Mim's Corner needs more donations before their free bike and toy drive, which is happening on December 17th. That's a Saturday. It goes from 10 a.m. until they run out of supplies. So you can head to abc10.com/tothepoint to find out how you can help. And a landmark bill was just passed to protect same-sex marriages. It comes as there are now more same-sex couples living together in the U.S. than ever before. So we're sharing the stories of two couples in our area after the break. Same-sex marriages are on the verge of being federally protected. Today, the House passed the Respect for Marriage Act. And if the right to same-sex or interracial marriages were to be repealed by the Supreme Court, they would become a state-to-state issue. But this bill requires states to recognize those marriages as long as they were done in a state where it was legal. Now, this bill heads to President Biden's desk. And we're talking about this because for the first time ever, there are now more than 1 million same-sex couples in the United States. Our race and culture reporter Candace Red shares two of those love stories.
We met through OkCupid.
For Dawn Hebner and Lisa Bunker, love began in 2015.
I decided to try online dating one more time, even though dating while transgender is usually pretty strange, kind of farcical. But there she was with that amazing twinkle.
After dating for some time, Hebner and Bunker say they made a big decision.
About 6 months after we met, I'd say we started living together. Yeah.
The number of same-sex couple households in the U.S. surpassed 1 million for the first time. That's according to a new U.S. Census Bureau report.
My first thought is excellent, and also that I'm not surprised. I think this is a long time coming, and it's exactly as it should be.
About 1.2 million same-sex couple households were in the U.S. in 2021. 710,000 were married, 500,000 were not.
And we started talking about getting married maybe a little under a year into our relationship. It was at a time where there was some threat to same-sex marriage.
Hebner and Bunker say they got married on June 16, 2018.
It's just about love. We love each other. We are both female-identified people. We should be allowed to marry, just like any other two people.
Now they're living in a new home in Sacramento.
We just moved here from New Hampshire.
And so it seemed like doing this interview was just a really nice way to cap the day.
We're home.
I had never thought about how many, same-gender households or marriages had happened. You feel like you're in the company of just really great people who have overcome some obstacles, including people's prejudices.
Elliot Jones, who lives in Sacramento too, says the country is headed in the right direction.
What's the main thing you love about me?
Oh, everything. Like I said, he's my man.
You're sweet. I love you.
Jones says he met his husband, Mark Binko, on a special day.
I've been married to my husband for 9 years, but we've been together for 19 years. We met on National Coming Out Day, October 11th, 2003 in Philadelphia.
3 years later, the couple moved in together.
We were spending so much time together at one another's houses. It just worked out that we moved in together at my house in Wilmington, Delaware. And then shortly after that, we made plans to move together to Arizona, and we bought a house in Arizona.
Jones says he recently moved to Sacramento to be the music director at Pioneer Church.
LGBTQ plus people are being threatened, and the fear is that churches like ours who embrace LGBTQ plus people could possibly be targets of violence. Even though I may be afraid, it's not going to make me change who I am.
And Lisa says that the survey results are no surprise because gay couples have always been around, and adds that people may feel more comfortable and safe being open as gay marriage has become more acceptable. Now, imagine the biggest storm you have ever been through. Cold, hard rain has local creeks and rivers running high. But what if the rain didn't stop and then a levee breaks, your neighborhood starts taking on water? It's all a possibility. New research indicates that mega floods are now twice as likely in the future due to our changing climate. And all next week on To The Point at 6:30 p.m., our team of meteorologists is breaking down what a mega flood is and if we're prepared. So we're hearing from the state's leading experts on the issue.
We're already in a world where the likelihood of a catastrophic flood has doubled in any given year. That's the kind of thing that keeps people like us up at night. People talk about how we may be overdue for the big one, for an earthquake in Northern California. That's probably true for the big flood as well.
We're taking a look back at what happened during the last great flood in Sacramento in the 1800s. What happened during the Oroville Dam crisis just 5 years ago? What's changed since then? And what you can do to prepare for a worst-case scenario. So starting on Monday, I will be joined by meteorologist Rob Karlmark here at 6:30 for the first part of that 4-part series. Don't miss Mega Flood all next week right here on To The Point. Speaking of meteorologists, let's go ahead and bring in Carly. I'm very happy we are not talking about a mega flood today.
Yeah, but these are kind of the precursors that we are seeing right now that lead us to these thoughts of a mega flood later in the future. System after system after system with relentless rain and heavy rain. But right now, we're not worried about that just yet. In the Gilmore backyard, the winds, they are picking up due to a cold front that has arrived. We are seeing those temperatures there in those mid-50s, Sacramento, Stockton, low 50s in Modesto, 30 in Tahoe. Now, the rain is starting to move in. You can see the bands of showers starting to push through the valley right now and through a lot of those coastal range spots, as well as moving into the high Sierra. Currently seeing some of that snow falling around areas of Truckee, just a beautiful winter weather wonderland, but we will start to see some big changes coming this weekend. Now, the winds are picking up. 15, 20 mile per hour winds are expected through tonight with stronger wind gusts for the high Sierra. They could get as high as 50 mile per hour wind gusts in that purple shade. If you look at the legend there above. We will see some slowing down happening overnight and into your Friday, but then finally offshore we'll see some stronger winds arriving for Saturday. Now, the wind advisory in effect here, that is 40 to 45 mile per hour wind gusts, Sierra 50 plus mile per hour gusts with down trees and a possibility for power outages on Saturday. If you have anything outside, you need to bring that in, making sure you keep everything safe, including your windows, things just slamming into windows and breaking things. Now, as we take a look at the impacts of the winter storm, we're seeing this from late night, midnight Friday through Monday 4 a.m. Widespread snow, 2 to 5 feet, wind gusts 45 miles per hour with blowing snow, reducing visibility and travel. Really not advised. The first system passing through is just a little appetizer. And we get to the main course right here as we get into Saturday morning. This is going to be pretty much a nonstop event for the morning hours into the early afternoons. We finally get a tiny bit of a break before more heavy rain arrives into your evening. Now, Sunday, we continue with the heavy snowfall, but for the valley, some of the rain and showers there become a little bit lighter, but still continuous throughout the day. First storm system here brings us a 1/10 to a 1/4 inch of rain, and then after that, we could accumulate 1 to 2 inches of rain from the second storm event. Now, we are seeing some of the snow totals as much as 3 to 4 feet at Donner, 48 to 60 inches at Lassen, just a lot of snow headed our way. And then as we take a look at our 10-day forecast, we will see the weekend, Saturday and Sunday with that rain very heavy. By Monday afternoon, partly cloudy. We'll get a little bit of clearing here for the next 2 days. Overnight lows in those 32-degree mark, freezing point. And then by next weekend, we could see even another round of winter storms arriving. We'll be right back.
There was a long line of cars at the Woodland Gas Plaza last night. The owner says that he hopes to spread holiday cheer by giving them a deal at the pumps. And we're talking about a real deal, y'all. They are selling gas for $2.99. $2.99. $2.99. I'm going to say it a little bit louder in case you're cooking in the kitchen. $2.99 a gallon. Our Luke Cleary went to get a look for himself because gas prices this cheap in California are really something you have to see to believe.
It's 30 on 3.
30 on 3. Cashing in on something Californians haven't seen in a long time.
Have a good night.
There's a line stretching around the block at the hometown gas station in Woodland.
How long you been waiting here?
Probably about half an hour.
Worth the wait?
I hope so. I definitely think so.
He said he's gonna have the cheapest gas in Woodland. I said, you're gonna keep it cheaper than AM PM? He said, oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. At $2.99 a gallon.
$2.99, nobody has this price.
We spoke with owner Raj Mahendru.
You're probably right about that.
Yes. I saw these prices when I came to US.
We asked, how can you afford to do this?
We're not making any money on gas.
A surprising answer, with perhaps an even more surprising explanation.
Somebody has to come up and help the community.
Raj says he opened this gas station 17 years ago. Now, it's his turn to give back to the community that's given him so much.
In the time that you've been driving, have you ever seen gas this cheap?
No, never. Never. Not even when I was young.
At 18 years old, Giovanna Garcia has never driven in an era of sub $3 gas. $120 every week. So this is good news for me. Fabian Cruz drove his truck here 30 minutes from Winters to fill up.
at a time of high inflation, gas, and grocery prices.
Right now, it's not time to make money. It's time to help everybody because everybody is struggling with the holidays. People don't have enough money to spend. So every dollar helps everybody right now.
Gas at $2.99 in California. It's a bit like a holiday miracle. You don't see that every day.
You definitely do not see that every day. And this is not coming cheap for Raj and his family-owned business, so it is still to be determined how long that their gas will be under $3. But he says that Woodland Gas Plaza will have the cheapest gas in Woodland, at least through the holidays. So some good news there. All right, thank you so much for spending your evening with us. It is almost Friday, so keep pushing along. If you have anything that you want us to reach out on, just make sure you send us an email. It's super easy, to the point at abc10.com. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Alrighty, here I go. Here we go. Oh, what? Oh, one more time, everybody's feeling fine. Hey, 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 here we go. NSYNC has got the flow. Remember that? Dude, we used to play that and like on the speakers in the school bus, and we'd be like, and we were going to like 6th grade camp or something. I think the bus driver hated us. And so, you know, in SoCal, you go to Big Bear, it takes like 2 hours to get there. Oh, a bunch of 6th grade.
Hey, it's Alex. Just wanted to say thank you so much for watching. I really love hearing from everyone, and I hope that you'll stay in touch. Reach out to me on Facebook at AlexBellTV, or you can email me at tothepoint@abc10.com, or you can even send me a text message at 916-321-3310.